So next, moving to the second class of metals, that is non-ferrous metals and alloys. Okay, what do you mean by non-ferrous? There will be no question of any iron content in it, right? As the name indicates, these are metals without iron content. Okay, relatively, they have low strength as compared to ferrous. Okay, iron strength is reliable, I mean, very much high, so that if there is no iron content, strength will be relatively less. It will be having lesser melting point, higher shrinkage properties, etc. These are some of the uniqueness. Again, we need some of the non-ferrous metals also for some of the specific applications. Okay, for example, you cannot use a iron wire for shipping of electricity. We need copper only because it is a very good conductor. It has some specific properties. It can spill out heat at a faster rate, right? So for specific applications, we need non-ferrous metals only, right? So in recent days, these non-ferrous materials are becoming more popular because of four important properties. One is good corrosion resistance. Okay, copper, for example, or aluminium, you can see they never get corroded, and it can be easily converted to different shapes. We call it as casting. Convert it, melt it, and you can convert it into required shape. Say, for example, copper you will get as a lump. Okay, you need to convert it into a thin wire. Okay, and you need to coat it with plastic to transfer electricity from one end to another end. So this processes will be very much easier as compared to ferrous metals, and it will be ease of cold working. What do you mean by cold working? Without bringing the material to its melting point, you have to alter the shape. That is called as cold working. What is hot working? Hot working is nothing but forging. Okay, so you will heat the metal to its red hot condition. See, if you want to sharpen your knife, what will you do? You will go to a shop where it will be heated, okay, in a coal furnace. Then it will be heated first, so it will be made flat. Then it will be grinded to make it sharp. This is hot working process, wherein you will heat it to red hot condition and you will convert it. Whereas cold working is without heating it to melting point, you will be altering the shape of the material. So such processes will be very easy with non-ferrous metals, and it has good electrical properties. For example, copper, right? So in recent days, these materials are becoming popular because of these reasons. Some of the examples of non-ferrous materials are aluminium, copper, lead, etc. Right? Please make a note. Okay. So similar to ferrous metals, okay, I've included a chart here, classification of non-ferrous metals. Okay, it will be in its pure form, that is metal as ever you have mined it, like aluminium, copper, tin, zinc are examples of metals. Alloys are combination of two or three metals to get some unique properties. For example, I told you gold. Okay, with its original form, you cannot make any ornaments. Some amount of mixing of other metals will be done in order to improve the strength. The example of non-ferrous alloys are bronze, brass, gunmetal, bell metal, etc. Now we will discuss about some of the metals and alloys which are non-ferrous in nature. Okay, so it is a substance in pure form, non-ferrous metal. If you consider metal, it will be in its pure form. There will be no any mixture. Okay, some of the important ones I have taken here: aluminium. Okay, it is used in our day-to-day life in many applications. It is one of the most widely used metal. Okay, one of the major advantage of this is it is very light in weight. It will never get rusted, and it has good strength. Right? It is one of the widely used metal in recent years. Okay, it has replaced iron and steel. Okay, in many applications. Right? So two important properties that made it popular is lighter weight and non-corrosiveness, right? Wherever you use iron buckets, if you start using aluminium, there will be no question of any rusting taking place. Okay, and also the weight will be lesser. Okay, it is a almost somewhere between white and silver color, right? It is extracted from a core called as bauxite. We get in the earth crust a material called as bauxite from bauxite, this aluminium will be extracted. Okay, its mechanical properties can be improved. If you want to improve its mechanical properties further, you can add some of the elements like silica, copper, zinc, depending on the applications. For some applications, you might add silica, for some you might add copper, for some zinc, etc. When you add this, say for example, you add copper with aluminium, it becomes an aluminium alloy. Aluminium is a metal. When you add some other metal, it becomes an alloy, right? So this is about aluminium. The second important non-ferrous metal is copper. It is almost red in color, right? It is extracted from a material called as pyrite, which is available naturally. Okay, it is soft in nature, malleable. Okay, you can convert it into any shape easily. It is highly ductile. It will never break whatever may be the load applied, and but still it is very strong, right? And one more important application is it is a very good conductor of heat and electricity, right? The non-corrosiveness of it has made very popular in electric transfer applications. It is one of the popularly used metal. Okay, by mixing some other metals, you can convert it into alloy to get the specific properties, right? So aluminium and copper are two non-ferrous metals. Next, the third one is lead. Okay, it is a very heavy metal. See, aluminium we discussed, it is a very lighter material, whereas lead is a very heavy metal. It is extracted from its ore. Okay, we get a material called as galena in the earth crust. From that, lead is manufactured. Usually, it is a light gray in color. Okay, if you have any batteries at home, lead acid batteries will be there. Okay, there will be some electrodes in it. If you lift it, it is made of lead. You can clearly see how the lead look like. Okay, it is usually somewhat light gray in color. It is very soft in nature and it is also ductile. It will not easily break. Okay, the main advantage of it is it will not react with any sort of acids. Okay, so any metal you take, for example, iron, steel, copper, etc. When it comes in contact with acid, it will react and it will lose its properties. Whereas lead is a special material which will never lose its properties even if it is coming in contact with acid. Right? So what happens in a battery? Inside the acid, the lead will be dipped in, okay, so that it can store energy. This is the third non-ferrous metal, which is very important. The fourth one is tin. Tin is obtained from a material called as tin stone. Okay, it is an oxide having almost white with yellow color. Okay, it is very soft in nature and ductile also. You can convert it into thin sheets for sheet metal works. Okay, it will never get corroded. Okay, whatever may be the condition, and if you give it some coating, okay, you can use it as a coating material for other metals because corrosion, it will be corrosion free. And the last important one is zinc. Okay, so it is extracted from either zinc blende and calamine. They are naturally available in nature. From that you can extract. It is very heavy like lead. Okay, it is somewhat bluish white in color. Okay, white with somewhat bluish shade. Okay, again it is also resistance to. It has a good resistance to corrosion. It will never get resistant. I mean corroded. Good alloying properties. That is usually you cannot directly use it for any purpose. You can mix it with aluminium. You can mix it with copper. Okay, to enhance those properties. There it is used as an additive to convert metal into alloy. Okay, so these are some of the non-ferrous metals. Okay,